Welcome back everyone, and thank you for joining me today for a journey into one of the most surprising corners of numismatics, a place where a single small coin, something so ordinary that most people would walk past it on the sidewalk without a second thought, can turn out to be worth a fortune so large that it challenges everything we think we know about value, rarity, and the hidden potential inside the smallest objects. Today we are exploring the unbelievable story of a one-dime coin from 1998 with the Philadelphia Mint mark, a coin that looks simple, familiar, and everyday, yet in certain extremely rare circumstances involving errors, mistakes, and mint mark anomalies, can be associated with an astounding value of hundreds of millions of dollars, precisely $633,000 million. A number so massive that it is hard to comprehend when looking at a coin that weighs just a couple of grams. What makes this coin so special, and why does it have the potential to reach such mythical value? That is exactly what we are going to uncover together today, beginning with the story of how an ordinary 1998 p-dime becomes extraordinary. Imagine holding the coin in your hand, the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, sharp or perhaps slightly worn depending on its journey, the word liberty positioned beside him, the motto "In God We Trust," the mint year 1998. And just beneath that, the small but essential P mint mark that identifies the Philadelphia Mint. Flip the coin over and you find the familiar torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing peace and strength. It is a coin you have seen thousands of times. Yet the world of coin collecting teaches us that familiarity does not determine value, rarity does, mystery does, and the unusual stories that emerge from the minting process do. The 1998 p-dime came from one of the most technologically developed minting eras in American history, a time when the mint was producing billions of coins with high precision. Yet even in this era, where machinery had advanced dramatically from earlier decades, mistakes still happened, and in some cases, those mistakes were dramatic. What makes the 1998 p-dime so fascinating is the unique combination of potential errors that could occur on it, along with the transition of dies, the possibilities of double strikes, misaligned elements, or mint mark issues that could escape production, and the chance of unusual planchet errors that transform an inexpensive coin into a priceless one. One of the most extraordinary possibilities that increases the value of a 1998 p-dime to staggering levels is the existence of off-metal strikes. This is when a coin is struck on a planchet that was never intended for that denomination. For example, imagine a dime struck accidentally on a penny planchet, or even more dramatic, on a planchet intended for a foreign coin. During the late 1990s, the U.S. Mint occasionally processed foreign coinage, and planchets from those production lines sometimes slipped into the wrong presses. When a coin like the 1998 p-dime lands on an unusual metal, possibly a leftover brass, bronze, or even a copper-based planchet from another minting program, the resulting coin becomes a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Off-metal errors are some of the most sought-after anomalies in all of numismatics, and when combined with other rare features, their value can escalate to incredible levels. Another category of extraordinary value comes from double die errors. When a die is improperly prepared, the engraved design can shift or double slightly during the hubbing process, creating duplicated lines in the date, the mint mark, the lettering, or the details of Roosevelt's face. Most collectors are familiar with famous double die coins like the 1955 penny, whose doubled lettering stunned collectors and skyrocketed its value. If a 1998 p-dime exhibits a dramatic double die obverse, especially one affecting the date or the word liberty, it immediately becomes rare. Combine that with an off-metal strike, and you have the kind of coin whose rarity borders on the unbelievable. This is the reason some extremely unusual 1998 p-dimes are associated with astronomical values, because the combination of errors makes them so rare that they might be the only ones of their kind to exist. Mint mark errors, although less common in the modern era, can also occur in subtle but important ways. Even though mint marks were no longer punched by hand in 1998, the dies themselves could still develop issues. A mint mark can appear distorted if the die was damaged, polished improperly, or shifted during production. In extremely rare cases, a mint mark can appear doubled, tilted, weak, or out of alignment with the date. When these mint mark abnormalities occur alongside other structural errors, the coin becomes a layered story of minting unpredictability. The P mint mark on a 1998 dime may seem insignificant at first glance, but when that mint mark carries an error, especially on a coin that already exhibits another flaw, collectors pay very close attention. Misstrikes are another dramatic category of errors that contribute to the extraordinary value of certain 1998 P dimes. A misstrike occurs when the coin is not correctly aligned between the dies. The resulting image might be off-center, rotated, or only partially struck. A 10% off-center dime is interesting. A 30% off-center dime is rare. But a 50 to 70% off-center dime with a clear date and mint mark is exceptional, the kind of error collectors dream of. Now imagine a 1998 P dime that is dramatically off-center, but not only that, imagine it struck on an off-metal planchet, or struck by a double die. These kinds of multiple error coins are so astronomically rare that they can reach values that seem unimaginable. Another major category is multiple strikes. Sometimes, a coin is struck more than once because it slipped during production or failed to eject properly. This can cause overlapping images, ghostly echoes of Roosevelt's profile, or doubled reverse designs. Multiple struck coins are extremely rare in the modern era because machinery quickly identifies and rejects such flaws, but a small number still escape undetected. A multiple struck 1998 P dime automatically becomes a coin of exceptional interest. When paired with an off-metal composition, the value grows exponentially. Planchet errors are equally important. A planchet may be clipped, incomplete, cracked, or improperly manufactured. Sometimes, the metal mixture is wrong, resulting in unusual colors, textures, or weights. A heavy dime, a light dime, or a dime with ragged edges from a clipped planchet becomes notable. Combine that with a dramatic die error or misstrike, and you have one of the rarest coins imaginable. What makes the 1998 P dime especially mysterious is the possibility of transitional experiments that may have occurred during the era. Although the U.S. Mint was not officially transitioning dime compositions in 1998, testing sometimes took place behind the scenes. A few planchets used for experiments were never meant for circulation but could have accidentally entered production. Experimental planchets are the holy grail of error collecting because they represent a glimpse into mint operations not meant for public eyes.